What's going on, people? This is another brand new episode of the MMA Complex, and my name is Josh.
And I'm James.
And this is episode 104.
I believe so. That sounds about right.
104. November 14th, 2017. Glad to be here, man. What's going on?
Good. It's a not a late night, but it's an evening.
It's an evening session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, and we gotta. No, it's cool, man. I mean, it's been working, and I'm looking forward to that Justice League movie. Are you?
Yeah.
You telling me about the reviews it's getting?
From what I hear online, Justice League comes out this weekend. So yeah, when I hear online, it's all good, like positive reviews. I think better reviews initially than like Batman versus Superman, I guess.
Mm.
But it's all depends on the person too. So a lot of people were like yourself would like for Thor. Half of the people I talked to is like either it was too comedic,
very
and
comedic.
couldn't take it seriously, or they liked that comedy and they loved it. So it was like split. Like everybody I talked to was like, "Oh, I fucking loved it. It was best." And then the other people were like, "Nah, it's fucking too comedic. I fucking hated it."
I thought it was gonna be like that for the first couple of minutes.
It was like the whole. I heard it's the whole movie.
Oh my god, the whole movie, and it's not even funny. It's like I say like 8th grade, 7th grade comedy. Like
that's what I heard.
Like you want to be like cool when you see like the teenage sex jokes.
Yeah,
a lot of that. A lot of corny like Gentile 17-year-old 8th grade freaking comedy.
Yeah,
so I was like, oh my god, this is hard. And and then it got to the point where there's like 45 minutes left for the film to be done, and like there wasn't going anywhere. There's a lot of scenes that weren't necessary. And I said, okay, are you done? Yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm done too. Let's get out of here. And we walked out.
You're the only person I know that walked out, but a lot of people like after they hated the movie, or they really I wouldn't say they hated it. It was just like not what they wanted, and then other people were split. So I haven't seen it yet. I haven't been in the movies. What was the last movie I saw? What was during the summer? What was a big movie during the summer? I don't.
Alien? No, not Alien.
No, I didn't even see that.
Oh, that's a good movie. I like
that. What was the last comic book movie in the summer?
Spider-Man.
I don't think I've been to the movie since Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're not missing anything with Thor.
Yeah.
He's been like a comedic the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, when I heard that, I was like, it didn't surprise me because everything's kind of like turning into the Guardian of the Galaxy type of movie, at least for Marvel.
Yeah, but Guardian of the Galaxy was bearable.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff was pretty funny, I thought, in Galaxy.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, but this one was like.
Well, it doesn't fit.
Like middle school humor is what it is.
Okay, so the comedy wasn't just in general wasn't that good.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And it took forever to get to the point.
Yeah.
And when it got to the point, it seemed that they were swallowing even more to get to the point. And then in between all that, there's like horrible comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. So I haven't been in the movies in a while. Yeah. Been watching everything online. If I get a chance, I'll not even any new movies. I haven't seen anything.
You know what's funny is like all those like comic like review people that talk shit about everything that's good.
Yeah.
It seems like when bad movies come out, they love it because I heard like people that I knew were like those type of guys that loved.
Yeah, like you mean like
they loved like her. My girlfriend's brother. He's like exactly like the person that were before.
Yeah,
like that critical when it comes to like movies, and he loved it. I said, what? Like you talk shit about other movies that are actually good, and like this one you love. So it's kind of weird how that happened. How that happens,
yes. I mean, there's a lot of people that, they don't like some of the good comic book movies that have been out.
Yeah.
But those movies would get a lot of hate. Yeah.
And then when something bad happens or bad comes out, they love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, what? Oh, get out of here.
Like, even like Wonder Woman, which was an okay movie. I think in the first part.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. But it was
DC's best movie.
I think out of the new, I guess the new DC cinematic universe for them, it's probably one of the better. I'd probably put Batman vs Superman second, which I don't think was that bad. I think it was a decent movie. It was pretty good. It wasn't as bad as I think with Batman vs Superman. It got way too much hate than what I mean.
Positive.
Than positive, and I think for a
I
lot of.
enjoyed. I mean, people hated to me, but I enjoyed Suicide Squad a lot. I love that movie.
I like Suicide Squad too, but I thought it was kind of choppy in terms of the
Mm,
storyline. But
yeah,
aside from that, it was pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean all the movies have been pretty good as of late. From what I hear, I haven't
yeah.
seen too many of them, but it's all good. And that's just weird because normally I'm a movie person. I go to the movies a lot, and I haven't really seen. Oh no, Kingsman. I saw Kingsman.
Oh
That
yeah,
was the
yeah,
last movie I saw.
yeah. That's
That
right.
was really good.
I think Liz told you. She
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
see it. She wanted to
yeah,
watch it with
yeah.
you.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that was the last movie I saw.
Yeah, I mean, and I was the opposite. I was never like a movie person. I can't even name two actors. Right?
Yeah, I was
Or like,
always at the movies,
yeah,
but not
and
anymore.
I wasn't. And now with her, with my girlfriend, she loves it. So I'm there
Yeah,
all the time. It's like, oh, it's
so it
freaking
happens. You
expensive.
go eat and you go to the movies a
I
lot.
know. The
Yeah,
movies I love are like $25 and spend another like 60 or 40 on
yeah,
dinner.
yeah. But that's where I mean, if you have if I don't know how you and your girlfriend do it, but it's one pays the movie, the other one
Yeah,
pays
she pays the
dinner.
movie and I pay for food.
Yeah, so that's like the best way to do it because you guys are gonna spend a lot of time with each other and go out a lot, and that's if especially if you're like with somebody in a committed relationship kind of thing, or like even seeing them on the regular, that's like the best thing to do if you can work something like that out because shit gets expensive and dates
Fast.
get very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did you do this weekend?
Um, that's it. I just saw Thor, ate. Oh, I think I've been eating a lot. That's
I've
another
been eating
thing.
a lot too.
I go out a lot and I eat horrible food.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot. That's why some days I have to space out my meals and like eat less, so I got to suffer for a few days just to like
Yeah.
make sure my
Like I had Mimi's Cafe this
weight's down.
morning.
Oh, that place is you like that place? I got to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh
The
no no
cafe,
no
no?
no no no, no not Kimi, but Kimi's is good.
I
Like,
thought
you
you
go
were
to
saying
Kimi's,
Kimmy's.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I went to Mimi's Cafe.
Oh, Mimi's. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could pig out there too. Yeah.
yeah. It gets pricey
Like
fast.
that place too. Uh-huh. Yeah, I've been eating a lot. This weekend, I think Friday, I went to go see Katy Perry.
Oh yeah, how was
My
that?
first pop show, my first mainstream pop show.
The stage looked really cool.
It was pretty cool, man. I mean, I'm familiar with her music, and she's nice to look at. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
you were entertained. is
for
what it
pop
is.
stars, I would say I think I wouldn't say I'm like a big fan of hers, but I would say like
You appreciate
I
her music.
appreciate the music, I
Yeah,
guess. So it was a good show. It was a lot of people. We got good seats. Stage, a lot of props, a lot of visuals,
yeah.
and then she's pretty entertaining all the way through. I mean, it's like a show. It's like a almost like like a big Vegas show or something
Mm.
like that. Really big. So that was my first pop album ever, pop concert. That's my girl. She said she's like, "Is this your first pop one?" I'm like, "I think so." Yeah.
Wow.
I would probably recommend it if you're planning to go to one of the pop stars out there. I've never been to anything else other than like maybe rap shows, hip hop shows, or rock shows. So to go outside of that,
Yeah.
like a whole lot of mainstream acts, I wouldn't like a Beyonce or like a
Mm.
Bruno Mars. I don't not like
Oh, Bruno
yeah,
Mars is
I'm not that
horrible.
type of
Same
I
here.
don't do those kind of shows or even some of the other ones that are out there. So I don't know.
And
It's
they're
weird.
super expensive usually.
Yeah, they can be. Yeah, they can be because it's all mainstream music. So
Yeah.
I did that and then watched the fights
Oh
on
yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. Well, I actually recorded them.
You
Oh my
recorded them,
god,
huh?
it was so good.
They're great. Yeah, and then
That fight card, was really good.
that was a really good card. So we probably just jump right into that. Other than that, I just chilled most of the
Yeah.
time. But let's see. Let's get right into the fight. So Dustin Poirier picked up a win over Anthony Pettis and I think a great fight, great night of great card. Yeah, it was the UFC Norfolk. So, is this the biggest win of? Is this the biggest win of Anthony Pettis? Not Anthony Pettis, Dustin Poirier's career, and does this put them in line for a title shot?
Um, from the opponents that I can remember that he's fought, I think
Yeah.
he's the biggest. Anthony Pettis is his biggest name. Former champion. He was at one. A guy that made a cover of Wheaties and someone that people talked about as the greatest lightweight. But
Yes.
I mean, since then he's fallen tremendously. But yeah, I mean, that was a great fight, back and forth. I mean,
Back and forth, yeah.
Poirier landed a nasty elbow that cut open Pettis' forehead.
And Pettis has zero takedown defense.
Oh, I know.
Like
It was
none. It's not
It was
even.
like an amateur.
It was like I mean he's been fighting for several years now, like a long time.
Yeah, at a great camp too.
At a great camp, and his his takedown defense is it's just not there, man.
Mm-mm.
Like
I mean, even in the ground, I mean, he has some good scrambles, but that's because
he's very
I think the
crafty on the
blood.
ground, but I
Yeah.
think the sweat and the blood, all that stuff, just he
Oh,
wasn't able
because
to pull
Anthony
anything off.
Pettis is bleeding bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's at what? This is 145.
No, this is I think this is
155.
55. He went back to 55.
Okay, 55.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't think he's. I think it gets him closer, but I don't think it's for a title shot because or this one gives him a title shot because
For Poirier, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Poirier, yeah, because you have so many contenders at 155. You know,
I,
Ferguson, and then if Gaethje beats
well, he
Eddie
wants.
Alvarez.
Well, Poirier wants. What did he said? He said he wanted the winner of Eddie Alvarez or Justin Gaethje, right?
Mhm.
And then I think he's
That makes sense. That probably makes sense.
that he's pulling for that. I think he understands kind of where his place is. You know, he's in the top, but I think the main fight that he wants is the winner of Gaethje and Eddie
Yeah,
Alvarez.
because
So,
I think that fight is going to determine the next number one contender.
yeah, I think so. And then so he wants that fight, and then first he wants Eddie Alvarez.
Mm.
Like he's like, I think he got asked at the press conference if who do you want out of the two, and he's like, I want Eddie Alvarez because it was a fight that they were supposed to have
Yeah,
at some point, but it's just like, I guess he felt like Eddie was ducking him, so he wants that fight.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of Eddie Alvarez, but
But what's up with Pettis? I don't know, man. He has not looked good.
I mean, I think he hasn't evolved, so people know what to expect when they fight Pettis.
Yeah,
And they're so used to his style that anybody can kind of game plan around it or expose some of the holes that he has.
yeah,
And that was pretty apparent on Saturday night's fight.
yeah. I think so too. And I think he hasn't evolved. He hasn't really changed up his game all that much. He's not as flashy anymore. His body doesn't look the same anymore. He's a
Yeah,
little
like
soft.
he hesitates a lot.
Yeah, he hesitates a lot, and he doesn't do a whole lot of flash anymore. His kicks, same thing, not so
Yeah.
much. I mean, if your takedowns, if you're not going to work on your takedown defense, why not just throw more kicks because you're probably going to get taken down
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So it's like,
make more. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, then you might make some damage before you actually get taken down.
It's always that body kick how he goes for.
He always goes for the body kick, yeah.
Yeah.
The flash isn't so much there anymore. I mean, I don't know. He's lost a step. He's still a relatively young guy too, so it's kind of weird. No accusations or anything like that, but I mean, people could make their own mind in terms of why he hasn't been performing as of how he used to, or even look how he used to.
I
Because
think people just figured him out.
that guy, well, that too, but that guy used to be ripped, and I'm like he's gonna have a six pack. He doesn't have a six pack anymore,
No, I know.
and he hasn't for a while now.
Yeah. It's all getting him the syringes.
I mean, yeah, I mean that could be part of it. I mean, but you hate to speculate about these things, but a lot of it kind of just, especially in the age that we're in, it's just like
It's apparent. Yeah.
it's great. You see it in some fighters at a certain time period in the last couple of years.
JDS is another one.
Yeah, they just drop off. They
Not-
don't look the same. They don't
Not
perform.
JDS, but I'm thinking of
For me, one of the biggest ones is Eric Silva.
Oh yeah.
But you Rafael dos Anjos, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one too. But he got a big win over Neil Magny, but that's one thing. But Eric Silva was one of the biggest drops because during that time period of the
And then Brawl too.
USADA switch, Hannah Barral too. I mean, you got that Brazilian
Juice.
the Brazilian juice out there coming from the trees. It's not
In the forest.
I mean, I don't think I'm the only one thinking this. I think people watch these guys fight, and if they watched them fight pre and before, post USADA, a lot of these guys don't look or perform the same as they used to, and
It's kind of
their careers
funny.
have gone downhill pretty much around the same time.
I mean, like you look at all the champions, and there's like one
kinda
Brazilian
common
champion.
sense.
There's only Amanda Nunes, is the only Brazilian champion there is.
Yeah,
Before this would be all Brazil
all Brazil.
holding
Yeah.
the belts.
But even then, like just the way some of these guys look and perform is just not the same anymore. And unfortunately for me, every time I watch Anthony Pettis fight, it goes through my mind. Like I'm like, this guy doesn't look the same. He's just not moving the same. He's not flashy. He's not active. He's not throwing as much. He's hesitant. Yeah, big win for Dustin Poirier though. Another big win for Matt Brown.
Yeah.
Looked amazing.
Yeah.
Freaking it was a clash of two veterans. I think I would say Matt Brown's a little bit more of the newer, a later generation than
Yeah,
Diego. I think Diego's
yeah,
at least in the UFC.
tough one.
Yeah, predates Matt Brown. So big win. That was a great way to end the fight with, and a great way to potentially go out in terms of a career for Matt Brown with that elbow from hell right there, man.
Did he retire?
No,
Oh,
he
okay.
kind of talked about it though. I think people expected him to retire because he's throwing hints at it. He talked about it. This may be his last one. He doesn't know. But he said the same thing at the end. He's like, "This might be my last one. I gotta figure things out. We'll see."
Yeah, but yeah, that spinning back elbow was amazing.
Yeah.
And
No, it wasn't even spinning back. It was just straight up.
Oh,
like,
straight up elbow, yeah,
straight up like
a punch.
downward elbow,
Yeah.
like a punch. Yeah.
And Diego looked like he was like paralyzed.
I
It's
know.
crazy,
I know.
like the way he dropped.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Diego. I think he's one fighter that's becoming like Chuck Liddell, where he's just fighting too much and getting beat bad.
Yeah, but the size difference was pretty apparent too. I think.
Yeah, and
but
distance has been a tough one.
yeah, tough one. But he's better at. I mean, I think he could at least hold his own against smaller guys at 55. I mean, when he's at welterweight, it's a little different. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Diego, yeah, he hasn't evolved, but what's kept him in the game is his intensity and his work ethic.
His fighting style.
His fighting style, it's hard for people to deal with because
Yeah.
it's such a berserker. But once you figure him out, it becomes fairly easy to take him out.
He leaves his chin exposed so much. It's crazy.
Yeah. So if Matt Brown, if this is his last fight, I would have rather him done it in the octagon, but it's his own thing. I think most likely I would expect to see him again. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, especially with that win that he got. So
you probably want to compete again. I mean, it's the best way to go out in terms of on a win, but
yeah,
we'll see.
that's true.
Another one, just to touch on it real quick, was the Clay Guida and Joe Lozon.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen that one. Clay Guida with the TKO stoppage, KO stoppage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the worst I've seen Joe Lozon look, and
he didn't do much in that fight at all.
he didn't do much. And when I thought it was going to go downhill for him quick, was I think he wasn't doing anything. He was like this the whole time, and like just like there was nothing in his eyes. He had no emotion, no energy, nothing.
Yeah.
Clay Guida was all bouncing in front of him, and I think he landed a good shot like right away, and like right straight ahead, and Joe Lozon just kind of like he felt it. Like that could have been a bad shot for you right there. You could have gone out on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And he kind of just like didn't show any urgency to come up with something to like attack or defend.
Do something. Yeah.
He was just like that, and it looked like he almost went out, and then like just kept on plotting forward. I was like, oh no, that didn't look good. Oh, he's gonna be taken out quick.
Yeah.
And after that,
he's another guy that I think should call it quits.
It's weird because he still looks like a young guy. Like he looks the same. He hasn't aged at all.
Not at
still
all.
has like the little kid face. But like he's way below. I mean, he just doesn't have it anymore.
He's supposed to be Conor McGregor's first fight in the UFC.
Yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have that intensity, that youth, that vigor, that like ferociousness, or like even as just a competitor. Nothing like even this fight, nothing was there in his eyes. It was sad.
It's sad.
I was like, dude, where do you go from there? You gotta just retire, man. He's like, you
nothing. Need to,
yeah. Okay, so this weekend, which we'll talk about once we get back, was the Combat Jiujitsu World tournament, on kind of a sister tournament of EBI. Came out of EBI. I went to go check that out on Sunday night, so we're gonna recap that once I get back. But Vagner Rocha won the lightweight tournament. He had two tournaments, bantamweight and lightweight. Vagner Rocha won the lightweight tournament, and one of the most entertaining guys to ever compete in EBI and Jiu-Jitsu in general. Here's his interview.
Vagner Rocha, Combat Jiu-Jitsu lightweight champ, man. How did it feel? How did this one feel?
Like I said right away, third time's the charm. It's the third time I made it to a final here at EBI, and walking away today with this is amazing, and also, 3 subs, 3 finishes, and also I think the first time anybody's ever finished with strikes in combat jiu-jitsu, which is amazing, So I think I set some records, and I'm just happy, man, to be part of this and to get the W tonight.
Was that something that came in like fly, or was it like, did you see that as a possibility if you ever got mount that you could just like go on somebody?
I knew that I could get the mount and possibly get the finish there, because when I fought Nate in the last EBI, I got the mount within like a minute and a half left on the round, and I figured, like, man, if I was in combat here, there was nothing he could do here. You know, he's not gonna get away from me. So thank you, Kelvin.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Awesome.
Hey, I hope you win and kick some ass, man.
Thanks,
Whoop
bro.
that bridge.
Thanks, bro.
I'll be cheering for you.
Good shit, man.
Later.
There, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
you got the man right there.
Right? Talk about the matchups overall. Like, which one stood out for you?
The first match was crazy. Kid came at me trying to kill me, and it was amazing. You know, I got the quick finish there, and then the second match was against a really tough kid, Jason Hayden, who is a Florida boy. I consider him like a Florida boy, even though he's from Kentucky. And that could have been a finals right there, because he's legit, you know. And the third match was with Nate. You know, Nate's freaking legend. You know, we got Nate. We got moves named after him.
Yeah, exactly.
So all matches were were walked the same way I thought they were going to be. You know, I controlled, kept it poised, kept my strikes landing, and then they had to open up. You know, when you get hit the way I hit, you have to open up. You can't just take hits like that. So
I think every time we see you out in either EBI or Combat Jiu-Jitsu, you seem so relaxed, so poised.
I have fun when I do it at my job.
It seems like that way. I think you're a fan favorite for sure, because you're always entertaining.
I love what I do, and Jiu-Jitsu is my life. My whole family's in it. I have a gym. I teach. I have so many students, and it's everything I do, man. I try to be inspiring to others and to make the future of Jiu-Jitsu bright. You know, that's my goal. That's my future goal.
Talk about what this win means to you and what's next.
First Jiu-Jitsu combat, win. This is it. You know, it changes the game, and I helped change the game tonight, I feel.
Yeah. So what's next for you after this?
I'm thinking maybe I don't know. I'm gonna see when I go home. See how I hurt my thumb or my finger. I don't know which one it is. It's either thumb or finger, but both of them hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's next on the forefront, but I know what's most important right now is going home, see my kids, spend a little time with my wife. Tell my students how much I appreciate them and my school, my team. You know, VRMA Fight Sports. You know, these guys right there, here in my chest. These guys are everything. You know, so I have to just kind of assess what's next for me and see what's going to happen.
And where can the fans find you on social media?
And Vagner Rocha -VRMA. Yeah. VRMA as well. Vagner Rocha Martial Arts is my school. I have Facebook, Vagner Rocha. Even though my Facebook is full, you guys, I have a public page. So if you want to find me, go to the public page. You can add me there, and I put stuff on both ends. Yeah. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
And that was Vagner Rocha, lightweight CJJ World Combat Jiu-Jitsu Tournament Champion, first ever. So props to Vagner, always entertaining, really nice guy, and look forward to seeing him in the future. In terms of EBI or any jiu-jitsu competitions, follow the school, follow him on social, do all that. Another thing that came out this week, or even, what was it, maybe even been today or yesterday, you may have more insight on this one. WWE's Jack Swagger, heavyweight wrestler, is now competing in the heavyweight division for Bellator, signed a multi-fight contract with them. What do you think about this one?
I think it's good for Bellator because Bellator is almost like a pro wrestling show in a lot of ways. So I think for Jack Swagger, he was a former WWE champion. He reminded me of like a Dolph Ziggler, where only like this generation would know these two guys, but our generation wouldn't. But yeah, he was great in WWE. He's probably one of the best talkers in pro wrestling. So that means he's going to be probably the best promo in Bellator. But I think it's a good thing Bellator is a perfect fit for him. Considering the fight competition
and starting off his career,
and you get sponsors and all that. So I think it's a good move for him. I think it's a good move for Bellator too. They could bring in the pro wrestling fans to the product. And you got another prospect in your heavyweight division over there, where they are also putting on an 8-man heavyweight tournament with 4 guys not even heavyweight.
With 4 of the guys not even heavyweight. No, which shows you the lack of depth in their division, where they need guys like Jack Swagger.
Yeah, exactly. A character especially.
Yeah, and then props to at least for Jack Swagger, he's got collegiate wrestling experience. He's a decorated collegiate wrestler, much like a Brock Lesnar, but probably younger and
Yeah, he's
more
fought in smaller
agile.
shows, but nothing like Bellator.
Okay, so he's fought MMA before. I don't know
I'm
if
sure.
he's
Yeah, I think that's what I heard on the interview today.
okay. Well, at least I mean that helps him in
Yeah.
terms of being comfortable in the cage because the guys just
And
don't-
and he comes from the pro wrestling world, so the crowds aren't going to phase him at all.
yeah,
He's used to being in front of a crowd.
that's true. And if you look at other pro wrestlers that come into the fight world, those that have like a background in something often
Yeah.
do a lot better than like a CM Punk
Oh
who
yeah, CM Punk is crazy.
who doesn't really have a background in any martial arts or any collegiate sport that takes physical collegiate sport, I guess. But I mean, you look at Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, they all did fairly well. Jack Swagger, I'm sure, do. I mean, he seems like a guy that will do pretty well.
And Lashley's doing TNA and Bellator at the same time.
Yeah. Which I
crazy.
wouldn't be surprised if Jack Swagger does the same thing,
Yeah,
where he would go back and forth between wrestling and WWE
fighting.
and fighting.
yeah, funny, yeah.
So I think that's a smart move by Scott Coker. I mean, and that's gonna bring a lot of eyes. I'll be watching for that guy. See how he is.
me too. Yeah,
He looks like a big dude. Is he that big?
yeah, he's pretty big.
Yeah, he looks like a big guy. He looked like a big guy sitting with Ariel and all that. Another thing that went on this week was the whole drama with Conor McGregor. But we'll touch on that right before we get to our next interview. 2 interviews. Kelvin Gastelum, who fights Michael Bisping November 25th in Shanghai. I think.
Shanghai, yeah.
And then Ben Saunders, UFC welterweight, caught up with him. Both of them were commentating throughout the Combat Jiujitsu tournament. So listen to their interviews right here.
Kelvin Gastelum, man, how you doing, man? It was a good
man.
Combat Jiu-Jitsu event. What'd you think?
Yeah, man, that was amazing. Amazing night of matches, and I was here commentating the whole night. And so you guys can go ahead and watch it on Fight Pass.
November 25th, you and Michael Bisping. What do you in Singapore? What do you?
That's China, Shanghai.
Yeah, Shanghai.
Shanghai, China. Michael Bisping. I just, it was a crazy weekend, you know. I felt sick to my stomach the whole weekend, but we got the deal done with Mike Bisping. He's stepping in short notice. Let's make it happen, man.
Talk about your reaction when you first heard about Anderson.
I felt sick to my stomach, man, when I heard about the reaction. I was not surprised. It is what it is.
Yeah. Do you think it affects his legacy overall, second time?
I think it affects his legacy for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because now the question is, has he been doing it? How long has he been doing it? You know, but it is what it is.
So you're fighting a former champ, Michael Bisping, just off his.
I'm excited,
title
man.
loss.
Another former champion.
I think this one might be a little bit better in terms of a matchup, in terms of like projection into your for your
Oh yeah, I
career.
mean this will catapult me right back up to title contention. You
It's
know, so.
not a bad replacement fight at all.
Not at all, not at all. I actually think it's a little bit better than the Anderson fight because he was the champion.
Yes.
But yeah, man, I'm good.
You think coming off 3 weeks, it's a benefit you.
It'll be an advantage for me. Yeah. I don't know how complete he's going to be for the fight. You know.
Yeah.
But man, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Killa B, Ben Saunders, man. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Doing great. I got to commentate tonight, man, for the first ever Combat Jiujitsu Worlds. We just made history tonight, so super stoked to be a part of it.
What would you make of? How do you feel like behind the mic, in front of the camera?
Man, yeah, it's definitely a completely different world, but no, I liked it, man. I definitely enjoyed it. We get almost best seats in the house, and as long as we know what we're talking about, hopefully we don't sound stupid and everything turns out great. But it seemed like for the most part we all did a great job. It was a lot of freestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, very happy to get involved with another aspect of basically jiu-jitsu, MMA, fuck, CJJ, you name it, man.
Yeah. Is this something that you think you can see yourself doing more often behind the camera or in front of the camera? I'm sorry. Commentating.
Both, man. Yeah, I'm down with both. This is for sure like my first time ever really doing it. I think I've done some like amateur MMA shows back in the day, but man, I mean, I mean,
pretty good job for the first time around.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. The event was insane. Yeah, and to be accompanied by TJ and Gastelum, I mean, star-studded cast right there.
Exactly. Go over the event in terms of like your first time. Have you been attending EBI before?
Yeah, I've been to a few of them, and I was actually at the first Combat Jiujitsu ever. So was it here? Yeah, it was here. Yeah, the first one ever was here.
Yeah. So overall, you think you know,
well, it was an EBI with the CJJ in it, but yes,
mini
yeah.
tournament in between.
Yes, yeah.
What did you think of the tournament overall in terms of the strikes, incorporating strikes into jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to not really know exactly everybody's game plan. I thought we were going to see some creativeness, but man, to see some of the just going straight to a knee, putting your hands up and just saying, hey man, we're going to bob and weave and try to strike from there. I could easily see some little Mike Tyson dude doing that. As long as you got a strong wrestling base, that might be something. We also saw some crazy drop to a knee to throw a big overhand right or left or whatnot. And I think it's all beautiful. The only thing that happened a few times was people getting a little over anxious, maybe throwing 2 to 3 hit combos and coming off their knees, making it an illegal strike. But those things happen, and thank God it's not a punch. It's a slap to the face. But man, I mean, we were talking about whether or not there could be a TKO, and we kind of got to see it tonight. Yeah, some of the strikes. And then for Vagner to win that way. That's it's a rough sport right here, man. It's definitely a rough sport, and it definitely shows the difference between the jiu-jitsu world and not just the MMA world, but
it's kind of like that in between.
And I said it from the beginning, man. You got to be either super in close and clinching and stopping the strikes from happening, or you got to be far enough away to try not to let it happen. But interesting enough, we were also seeing like thigh strikes and leg strikes and whatnot, and you don't have to deal with like up kicks. So you can kind of be in there and choose when you want to come in without dealing with a potential broken jaw or being unconscious from an up kick. So
do you see yourself doing this at some point?
No, definitely, man. Once I don't know, maybe in like a year or two, we'll see what happens, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is here to stay, and on top of that, man, I could see myself being able to do this in 10 years, to be honest.
Exactly,
so, 100%.
Because your career so far has been great in the UFC as of late. I mean, you suffered a loss in May. When can we see you back?
I was trying to fight in December. I tried to get a fight in December from back in September, but man, everybody guns for December because it's before the holidays. Everyone's trying to get that last fight in before the end of the year. So it is what it is. I'm all good with it. It's either going to be January or February, but one or the other is going to happen. There was a card that was supposed to happen like February 24th in Orlando, Florida. That's where I'm from. So if that's possible, if they actually do go there, Sean Shelby already said that I'm good to go and I can be on that card. If they don't go there, there's a few other fights going down. I know they're going to Boston also, so that would be fun.
You're not looking for any short notice fight, right? You want a little bit of time.
I would always love that. You never, I mean, opportunity. If it knocks and it's against someone in the, in the top echelon of my division, I'm always staying in shape. I'm always training. I'm always trying to be on point. But there is always a difference between fight shape and training shape. Bottom line is you don't want to redline it and stay in fight shape for months and months at a time, leading into a fight camp, leading into a fight. You can't. It's not good for your body. You're going to get injured. There's a lot of things that can happen. But as long as you're kind of in that fine line of you're not redlining it, but on 2-3 weeks, so 2's cutting it close, but 3 weeks notice, man. I mean, you're good to go. But once again, if opportunity calls and they're like, hey man, we got this big opportunity for you. How you doing, man? Good to see you. I'm the type of fighter to jump on that, so I'm never opposed to it.
Nice. So what do you make your division right now? You have,
man, the whole division's kind of messed up right now, I guess, because with Tyrone messing his shoulder up, the shoulder is the worst injury I feel you could possibly get. There's no surgery on that that's correct right now. It's a full, it's a full range of motion. A knee they can almost make 100% now, but I have yet to see anybody get shoulder surgery and be back to 100%. So I don't know. I think he hasn't even done the surgery yet. He might be trying to do like a rehab therapy, maybe stem cells and whatever else you could do without surgery. Try to do that first and then see. But if he does that approach, that's only going to make it longer as far as if he takes like a month or two to try to do rehab and it doesn't work and then he has to do the surgery, man, that surgery for sure, and then the rehab from that surgery, I mean, you're looking at 6 to 8 months at least, I would imagine, if that, you know, and that's short time. But man, Tyrone's a savage. There's a lot of guys in there that a lot of people wanted to see. I did want to see the Wonder Boy versus Till fight. I thought that would have been cool. But I think well, dude, I think you know, Wonder Boy just fought and they were trying to make a turnover on like 2.5 months or something like that, maybe 3 months. But if he messed up his hands or got any injuries at all, which might have been possible because Masvidal's, you know,
tough,
dude, tough as hell. So I think that's something that would have to be looked into. I don't know if they found out or not, but yeah, him versus Till would be awesome. Usman is fighting Meek, but you know, Usman versus anyone in the top 10 would be a beautiful fight. I would love to see him versus Colby. That'd be a cool fight.
Who do you see yourself against? Who would you like to see yourself against? Maybe.
Man, obviously anybody in the top would be great. Yeah, it would be great. I mean, dude, I don't care. Give me someone that's coming on 2 or 3 losses. I don't care. You know, just give me. I've been a veteran so long. You know, I'm going to bring the fight. I'm not going to lay down for nobody. It's going to be entertaining no matter what. So I don't see why not.
Do you think Masvidal would be a good option for you?
I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, but he's so high up there, man. I don't know if they would ever give me a shot against someone like that. But yeah, anybody in the top 10, I would take it like that without question. I mean, you could be my mom and I'll take it. You know, like it's top 10, dude. Like I just want to make it in that top 10 first, and then have that, and then work my way up from there. But if that's not possible, man, I don't know. Someone that's close in the range of it would bring me into a top 15 matchup possibly. And again, just give me someone that's coming off a loss or something like that. If that's how the game plan is, you know. Usually they try to get people on wins together, people on losses together. You know, I'm not even opposed to Eric Silva or Jake Ellenberger. Those are 2 fights that were supposed to happen back in the day. 2 guys that have names as well. I think we would bring a good fight. I don't know what their rank is though, so I don't know how well that would help me in ranking wise, but that's just a fun matchup. I think that people would enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
If you can give to the fans, obviously they'll know where to find you. You know, Ben Saunders. Give them maybe.
No, any fans that want to, you know, communicate with me, I run all my social media myself at Ben Saunders MMA, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Snapchat. Just hit me up, follow me, talk to me. I'll talk back, and just happy to have fans of the sport, man. As long as you guys support our sport, you know, I'm a big fan of you guys being a fan of our sport. So, you know, keep it up.
Yeah, and then catch you in front of the camera soon. More often.
Hopefully you guys. Hopefully I'll get some more gigs. That'd be cool. I would definitely look to do that. And more than anything, I want to get back in that octagon and bring the pain, man.
All right, man. Thanks, man.
No, thank you.
And that was Kelvin Gastelum and Ben Saunders. Thank you guys for both being on the show. 2 UFC elites right there. So really nice guys too. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's good. They give you some time.
Yeah, especially Ben Saunders. Shout out to Ben Saunders. Super nice guy. Like super nice guy.
I mean, he's pretty nice.
Yeah,
like when we see him at the ABI, he's always gracious with us. So
yeah, and he's like a top level welterweight in the UFC, and I mean the guy's super. Couldn't even be more of a nicer guy. So shout out to Ben Saunders. Next up was a whole drama with Conor McGregor. So what do you make of this? Because he's as of late put out
An apology.
An apology letter. The UFC put out, a penalty for him because the commission can't really do much with him, or I don't even know if they're planning to. I think they're still planning to do something. At least fine him, most likely. The UFC took him off 219 headliner, which a lot of people aren't even viewing it as a punishment.
I mean, there are reports that the UFC didn't have a main event.
Yeah, and I think that the new main event now is Nate Diaz, which that just came out. Nate Diaz is officially going to be on the 219 card, but no opponent I think has been set yet. But he's in camp.
Is he going to pay that $4 million that he said?
I didn't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that came out today. Yeah, so Nate Diaz will headline that card. So that's kind of an interesting turn of events where Nate Diaz headlining the card.
Yeah, because he said he said himself and that he wasn't going to fight until they gave him unless they gave him like $2 million.
Yeah. So
I mean, the UFC must have, because Nate Diaz is pretty strong on that.
They must have worked out something. But I think for his sake and just for their sake in general, they need to pick up a win. Like Nate Diaz needs a win. So this is going to be an important fight for him, I think.
But going back to Conor, I think. I don't agree with what he did. I mean, jumping the cage is one thing when you're not a licensed cornerman, but
he didn't even wait.
No, he didn't wait. He just did it, and then to push two officials and then slap Bellator personnel. I mean,
it's a lack of respect. Yeah. It's a lack of respect, and it's more of an ego thing, I think.
And even though I personally loved it.
Yeah. I liked it too.
He can't be doing, especially that slap to the Bellator guy. Yeah. But he can't be doing something like that. Especially,
And the fight had just been called. Like, the gates weren't even opened yet. And the cage wasn't even open. He jumped the cage.
No, the fight wasn't called. The referee never called the fight. It was the end of the round.
I thought they called the fight.
No.
Because what's his name walked off. Then he walked off of, like, he was like,
No.
O'Brien?
Ariel had one of the commissions on the show.
Oh, so he didn't even.
No, it was just the end of the round. The referee never called the fight. The reason Conor McGregor got upset because he said that he was upset that the fight wasn't called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the
fight was called the whole time.
No. Yeah. The round just ended.
But he wasn't going to come back for the next round anyway, though. It didn't look like. It looked like he was done.
No, but I mean, it still sucks for the other guy. Yeah. What if he could?
What if he could? And
recover from it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And no, he thought it was.
That's going to get overturned. That's going to get overturned.
Yeah, the round just ended. The fight was never called.
Oh, okay.
Kind of jumped because he thought it was called.
It was called,
but he didn't like. The referee never did as like his signal or anything. Like he didn't say the fight's over. He got mad at Conor saying the fight isn't over. That was just a round, and then Conor got upset because he thought,
like, why didn't you call it? It should have been called. Oh, okay.
So
I thought he was getting pissed off because he kind of gave Conor a push. I thought it was more of like, like, don't you put your hands on me type of thing.
Because even Conor's coach tweeted about it, what happened.
Oh, okay.
And what was said for Conor. But yeah, I mean, it's
not
good. It's not a good thing, especially if you're in the public eye.
It's not good at all. It doesn't look good for Conor. It's not good for the organization because they got to deal with, possibly, they got to deal with the whole kind of thing that Conor did and disrespecting their octagon and all that. Yeah. And then the commission possibly most likely having to overturn that decision or like the fight in general.
Especially the guy that got knocked out because Conor was, because of the push, they were like sipping over him when he was so kind of like, trying to get his wits together. Yeah. But it reminded me of like an invasion angle, like WWE invasion WCW. Yeah. Oh my God, he's there. That's what I thought the whole time.
But that kind of shit, like, I mean, that brings eyes. That's
for fans, it's great. It gives you that Bellator versus UFC kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean,
you shouldn't be biased.
You shouldn't be doing it. But in terms of pure entertainment value, I thought it was great.
No, it's sad because it took away from the main event because all the highlights were just Conor jumping in the cage.
Yeah.
Like, no one was talking about the
or AJ. I think it was AJ McKee winning the fight. Yeah.
So, but. I loved it. I thought it reminded me of the invasion angle from pro wrestling.
I mean, the fact that we're like not even talking about that card in general, we're just talking about this thing, is almost an example of it.
Well, that clip
just takes over.
I mean, like, when did you see Bellator on SportsCenter? Never.
No.
When is anybody talking about Bellator in the mainstream?
Yeah. No one even mentions the win by AJ McKee and all that.
Most people don't even know that a Bellator exists.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like when I think about
What's that?
MMA, I think about UFC.
Oh, it's like I usually if some people
It's
say
like UFC.
I'm
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like another UFC company. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that was just crazy, man. It was a crazy turn of events. But it's action-packed weekend. Look forward to this weekend. We'll just get to the card really quick in terms of our fight picks. So, all right, so we'll get to the fight picks real quick. Let me get my computer to be better. So this weekend is Bellator 188. The main event got scratched for that one. Was Pitbull got injured. So that fight is going to not be the main event anymore. And Lahat versus Labiano is the main event. This is in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. Or not Tel Aviv, Israel. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good card. So that's this 16, this Friday. Bellator 188 with the new main event. Then this weekend you have UFC 121. Verdum versus Tibura. Let's go with. So I mean, it's a good card. I kind of want to just go with the main fight.
Is it on Fight Pass or FS1?
No, it's on. Where is it on? I think it's on FS1. Yeah, it's on FS1. But you have Nick Lance on there. You have Alex Chambers. You have Elias Terdu versus Daniel Kelly. Jake Matthews. You have Tim Means on there. And you have Jessica Rose Clark versus Beck Rawlings, which I think was supposed to be. Who stepped in? Who did she step in for? She stepped in for somebody. Jessica stepped in for somebody. I forgot who got injured. But the main event, Verdum versus Tibura. This is kind of like I think this is going to fall under the radar type of card because especially coming out Poirier
and the names aren't.
There's not a whole lot of big names. I mean, there's some for hardcores. This is fine. You'll probably enjoy it. It'll be a decent card. But I'm curious to see how this main event's going to go. So that's kind of like this is the only one that's really where I am like kind of want to touch on.
I'm gonna go Verdum.
You're gonna go Verdum? Yeah. I'm gonna go with Marcin. I'm gonna go Marcin on this one. I think he might pull it off. I wouldn't be. I mean, Verdum's a top level. I'm gonna go with the underdog on this one. But Marcin for the main event. So good. I mean, at least for hardcores.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna be a fun card. Casuals.
It's free television. So.
Casuals are gonna freaking, or they're not even gonna pay attention to this.
No,
not at all. I mean, I've barely seen any promos for it.
Yeah.
And that's a victim of just a scheduling. So, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week, another brand new episode or soon. Go to MMAComplex.com to get everything the MMA Complex, download episodes, past episodes, everything.
And on social media, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James. You can follow him, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under one name, the MMA Complex. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty decent night of fights on Friday and Saturday. So if you guys are home, check it out. And just recap all the action next week. And until then, enjoy your week. Enjoy the fights.